You're watching Business Edge, and a couple of seconds ago, we initiated a conversation around Heifer International, a global initiative that is springing up a particular program to develop Nigeria's agricultural industry. And as I told you earlier, we have Dr. Lekan Tobe, who is the Interim Country Director for Nigeria, Heifer International. Now, Dr. Lekan Tobe, you were telling us or giving us an insight about Heifer International's mission and global impact. I'd like you to continue on that.
Yes, like I said, Heifer is a locally led and globally connected non-governmental organization that's on a mission to end hunger and poverty in a very sustainable manner. And for more than 80 years now, we have been working across the world, especially in Africa, Asia, and the Americas, to end hunger and poverty, supporting smallholder farmers to be on the path to sustainable living income. So far, we have impacted 39 million smallholder farmers across the globe, and we're still counting. In Africa, we are just about 50 years old, and that has been an impactful journey for us. And in Nigeria, particularly, we started, Heifer started its operation in 2021, and we operate in the 5 core states and with partners across other 19 states. And we work with partners and especially smallholder farmers to unlock the constraints that they have in the agricultural value chain to ensure that farmers are able to get the right returns from their investment in agriculture. And of course, we do not do this, we do this in partnership and with the evidence of permanence of impact, so that at the end, all the actors and farmers in these value chains are able to impact other farmers, through passing on the information that they get, the trainings and capacity building that they get, and that's why for those kind of operations and approach, we call it passing on the gift. But our core work is around using the approach of market systems development to ensure that we go to scale and impact as many farmers in Nigeria as possible. And that is recognizing that in the system, there are constraints, there are complexities, there are interdependencies in the agricultural space. And of course, we so far have achieved great strides in Nigeria, and we are hoping to be able to do more in partnership with as many actors in the space as possible.
Well, we will highlight a couple of the challenges that these smallholder farmers or farmers along the value chain have been experiencing. But first, let's quickly talk about the program that Heifer International is bringing on board called Naija Unlock. Can you tell us its goals and how it hopes to impact our smallholder farmers? Perhaps share with us some specific success stories and how that will drive the conversation.
Okay. Naija Unlock is a signature program, and by signature program, we mean a long-term framework for the implementation of innovative programming in Nigeria. And it has the goal of reaching or impacting 2 million farmers by 2030 to be on the pathway to sustainable living income. And we do that, like I said earlier on, leveraging technology and working with other like-minded actors that becomes our partner, with evidence of permanence of impact as we do this. And essentially, we work primarily in such, selected value chains such as rice, tomato, and poultry, but also in cattle, sheep, and goat. But we also work in rice and soybean when we have to, because they complement our work in the livestock sector. And of course, so far we have 3 projects in Nigeria around tomato value chain, around rice value chain, around the poultry value chain. And of course, we use the market systems development approach to ensure that there's sustainability. Why is that necessary? Because we can go to scale using that approach, and we can have partners, private sector and public sector partners, who we prioritize in our work. But beyond that, also we prioritize working with women and youth, and that's what brought us to the platform of AYuTe Challenge that we talk about, to ensure that we are reaching those that needed to be reached, especially looking at the potential of women and youth in Africa and particularly in Nigeria where we are now. And because we believe that there's a lot of economic potential that resides in this demography that needs to be unlocked. So that's why we call Nigeria the program Naija Unlock, because we want to support like-minded partners, especially the government of Nigeria and private sectors, to unlock the potential of agriculture in the country. Thank you.
This would actually speak to the mission of Heifer, which is to end hunger and poverty, and of course to ensure that there's food security and sustainability in the country. Of course, we know that natural resources are there to achieve this, but then in all of these that you have said, there are still issues around insurgents ransacking farmlands, traditional farming as against mechanized farming, miscued policies of government, lack of financial support and all. Do you think that these initiatives that Heifer International is trying to bring on board would be adequate to tackle these perennial issues?
Thank you, Lekan. We are not saying that we by ourselves will do all of this. We in partnership with other organizations, especially government. But if you look at the trajectory of insurgency in Nigeria, it is mostly hinged on unemployment, which is growing by the day in this country, especially in rural communities. And of course, the youth's hands are idle. So, of course, like it said, idle hands, idle minds. Of course, you know what the rest of that is. So our work in engaging youth is to address such issues as insurgency in Nigeria and other insecurities that come with it and other vices that go with that. And of course, for us, we work in several thematic areas that address these constraints and challenges that you have mentioned. We work to unlock access to finance for the participants of Naija Unlock, which is our primary program here. We work, we have programs around mechanization. We call that Mechanization for Africa, and essentially to ensure that the farmer has access to the right technologies at the right time, at all times, you know, across the country. And for that, we are working with partners such as those that are providing tractor services or tractor solutions, you know. And of course, we're working with banks to ensure that, and other financial institutions and private sector to ensure that all of our youths and farmers generally have access to finance in the right amount and at the right time as they would want to. But beyond that, also there's the big part, which is access to market, which has been a big constraint, whether it is in the rice value chain or in the tomato value chain or poultry value chain. We work with processors, off-takers, to ensure that the farmers do not cry, they do not cry when at harvest about where to take their produce to. And of course, we work with those who are able to give premium, put premium prices on the produce that are supplied by these farmers. And of course, one of the other things that we do that we're big on is providing climate solutions, whether to address the climate contribution of agriculture to climate problem, or to mitigate the problems that climate poses to agriculture production. So we have things like insurance products that we are promoting with some of our insurance partners and insurtechs. And of course, we have other ways of passing information, because information also is a constraint. So we ensure that farmers have access to the right information that builds their capacity, and they have information that helps them also to take the necessary decisions to help correct or to address these problems or to bring solutions to their problems on the field. So I think we are doing what we can in the space, but also we ensure that we're leveraging partnership, because we believe that if we work together and remove silos from the space amongst ourselves, especially those working in agricultural development space, then I think we can go very far.
All right, for our viewers and many Nigerians that are interested in applying for this, or of course applying for this, what are the key criteria for participating in the Africa Challenge Nigeria 2024? Where can they find more information for them to apply?
First, I will say go to www.ayute.org/Nigeria. You can find all the information there. But The criteria includes that you must be a Nigerian, you must be between the age of 18 to 35, you must be a youth with innovative ideas, you must be either the founder or co-founder of the idea that you're pitching or the innovation that you have developed, and you must be involved in the day-to-day operations of the enterprise that you are developing. And of course, we also believe that you must have registered your company in Nigeria with the right agencies of government, such as CAC and others that you need to register with, because we would want to support you beyond just the challenge to ensure that your business take hold and goes far.
Okay, Dr. Lekan Tobe, Country Director for Nigeria, Heifer International, thank you so much for coming around to help us understand this better.
Grateful. Thank you, Lekan.